This is my third attempt at trying to make this video. Every other time, my audio wasn't working, so I had to go back in and try and figure it out. But I think I finally figured out why my audio is broken. Took a little bit of, messing around, but we'll put that aside. We're going to be trying to figure out what the best way to get iridium is. Well, how iridium piles work. So we're going to use this note. We're going to see base. So on average, you should be getting about 7. So we're going from about that to... Okay, that was a bit more than 7. Just a little bit. So, as you can see, around 7 on average. So I've heard people say melee affects it. So we'll run over, we'll find one, and we'll punch it. So we're going from 1,274 to 1. Okay, yeah. So we got about, that was 10. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna punch another one, and that one was like 8. So we're getting about 7 to 8 with melees. So melee does not really look like it adds more, but we'll do a little bit more. So this has no melee damage. That was 7. We'll go melee this one. That was a bit more than 7, but that was a lucky one. That was like 12. So they can be anywhere from 7 to, like, I think 15. Actually, I think it's 6 to 15, but not 15, but like 20. See? Like, that was very little. Right. So yeah, 10 iridium. Overall, we're getting about 7 for both of them. It doesn't help, melee doesn't help or hurt the farming, right? So we're just going to quickly switch over to a redstone, and we're going to switch the mayhem to mayhem 10, because I tested mayhem 10 and 11 is the exact same iridium. This is just a fast way of resetting the map by switching your mayhem levels. So see how fast that... Here, we'll actually, instead of doing a redstone, just to prove that that doesn't change our drops, so we changed it to mayhem 10. Now we'll go through and we'll show you. You're getting about 7 between mayhem 10 and 11, and we're getting way faster farms. See? 7. So mayhem 10 and mayhem 11 doesn't change it. The lower the mayhem you go before mayhem 10 and 11, though, like, will affect it. On mayhem 1, I was getting 2 iridium. So just switch between mayhem 10 and mayhem 11, right? To reset the map. Exit without applying. So yeah. So 7. So as you can see, we're getting about 7 iridium on mayhem 10 and about 7 iridium average on mayhem 11. See, sometimes you get more than that, but that's just sometimes. So mayhem level doesn't affect it. So we'll put on a radstone, because this does actually affect it. The radstone gives you bonus, will actually split your melee damage. So instead of, well, it doesn't split it actually, it just gives you an extra melee. Because the stone itself counts as a melee, so it's as if you're punching it twice. And I believe the reason it doesn't work with Illuminated Fist is because, a chunk of her melee damage is changed, and not all of it. Or none's just added. Because just a chunk of it's changed. So that's why I think things like Illuminated Fists don't work. But we'll put on a stone, and we'll melee this. And look, already. The hell's back here? Is there more back here? Whoa, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about this. Did you guys know about this? Going back on track. So we'll wait for this to be over, because when this ends, it gives you 5 iridium, I believe. God damn it, Death. Fuck you. Me and all the homies hate Death. We also like Death more than instant bleed out, so. Okay. So we're going from 1409 to, as soon as we can find one of these, one over there. 1409 to 1421. So that was a 12. That was a low roll then. That was a very low roll. Okay. I have it on, right? Yep. 1421 to, yeah, almost 1450. So that was about, like, what, 20, that was 28. 28. So it's clear stones affect it. Doesn't matter what kind of stone either. Just any type of stone artifact, not the class mod. Because there is a DLC class mod on Amara called the Stone. It's one of my favorites, but so as you can see, that affects it, right? So stones affect it. Melee damage does not affect it. Something I couldn't quite test was whether the Revolter affected it. Because one time I think I just got lucky because I walked over to a stone and I punched it without a stone on. And I just had when a guy hit me and activated my Revolter. And when I punched the stone with my Revolter active, I got like 20 to 30. And that's pretty crazy. So I think that may just be a luck thing. But the Revolter may affect your drops. Just a little bit. But melee damage definitely does not affect it. And as you can see, I am using a Gun Amara build instead of melee. So when I throw on the melee things, it should be even more apparent than just a melee build. Right? So that's what it is. That's nothing. Well, only the stone affects the drops. Oh, and Mayhem. But Mayhem 10 and 11 are the same. Here, I'll show you. Mayhem 1's different, though. So Mayhem 1 with a stone on it. We'll see how much Mayhem 1 with stone. Now remember, stone gives you double what you normally would get with them. Since it's 2 procs, 2 melees instead of 1 melee. So it counts both melees instead of just a punch. So we'll come over and we'll find a pile. So not much affects this, by the way. Not much affects the piles. I don't remember what the mysterious artifact does. So we'll walk over here. Here's a pile. We'll melee it. Whoa, we got more. Maybe piles aren't affected, because last time I immediately walked in and I punched 2 piles and I got 2 iridium per pile. And I went when I figured that's normal. So we'll punch this pile. Okay, we're actually, I don't think Mayhem does affect it, actually. So that could be good. That could be good if it doesn't. There could be one there. We'll save quit this time. But yeah, okay. We have a pretty good baseline for it. So see how much longer this is already taken than just resetting Mayhem. Mayhem gives you way... Well, yeah, changing your Mayhem makes it so much faster than save quitting. So we'll give it one final actual test. So 1,477 to... Assuming we can find one. Alright. So 1,477 to 1,485. So that was about 8. And now, okay. So it changes it, but it barely makes it worse. It does make it worse, though. So I'd stick to Mayhem 11. Using a stone, a speed build, and whatever you want. Well, anything else is just whatever you want, honestly. So you don't have to try and do as much melee damage and then have your build not do crazy good damage anyway. So, only reason I even have melee skills is for this thing. But, yeah. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.